right, so this morning we're going to cover down on the 1958 DA Aquamaster, which is this guy right here. Double hose regulator. So we're going to take this out. I just did a bunch of repair work on this, and it's always good to do a little pool test before you decide to jump out in the open ocean. So we're going to get jocked up and get this all set up and go for a little bit of swim. All right, so those of you seeing this for the first time, this is the Aquamaster. So this particular guy was built in 1958. It's the date stamp on this. And it is simply, as we've described in other videos, it is simply an air delivery system. There's nothing fancy about this. But what was revolutionary about it at the time was Émile Gagnon and Jacques Cousteau. If all you remember out there, for you folks old enough to remember the undersea world of Jacques Cousteau. This was revolutionary in the sense that it was modular, invented in France by Émile Gagnon. He modified some existing air regulator systems and essentially came up with this contraption, right? It is simply a first and second stage in here. It takes the high pressure air from the scuba cylinder and delivers it to here, and basically outputs 150 psi through a system of step down regulation so that you can breathe underwater. So yeah, real simple system. This was exactly how we used to do things in when I first started in the early 80s, or excuse me, in the early 70s. And then later on, I was doing this same system in the military. Of course, we'll cover a bit later what it looks like in more contemporary times, so, and how things have changed for the better. But it's a neat system, so let's take it out and go diving.
Now, if you notice during this pool work here, I keep coming up and down. Obviously, with each inhalation, my lungs expand, so it acts like a life jacket, and that makes me a little positively buoyant. And as I exhale, I sink. I'm literally not wearing any weight on me, because back in the day, before we had, I'll say, good buoyancy compensators, we used just weight belts. So we were always very negatively weighted, so we had that negative buoyancy always pulling us down. And then you constantly relied on kicking and moving through the water column and maintaining your neutrality that way. But again, with each inhalation, your lungs would expand and you'd be a little bit positive. And as if you exhaled quite a bit, you deplete your lungs and that volume would get smaller and you'd sink a little bit. So you sort of learned to maintain that neutral balance by, inhaling just enough and just having just enough weight on you to keep you down at the bottom.
Hey, top of the morning to you. So we talked about this on a YouTube short, and in particular wanted to cover just some brief things that we did in the pool out there. So the 1950s, 60s era porthole mask, talked about this in a short. I'll post that up here. Yeah, as you can see, it works. Now, if you notice on these masks versus a more modern mask, it just has a seal on the outside. There's no double seal. So when it leaks, it leaks. So the whole purpose of this skirt here is to get the seal against your face, and obviously that's going to keep the water out. However, over time these things get a little bit warped. So technology changed to give us what we're looking at here, which is a skirted mask. So, well, it's a skirt. This is the skirt, but it's a double seal here. So you've got an interior seal on all modern masks. Now, so you don't have to worry about that stuff with regards to the old style masks. Every mask you buy these days has a double seal, which basically gives you a little bit more of a tighter seal around your face here and keeps water from leaking in. So again, no mask is perfect. You're always going to get a little bit of water, so you have to learn to essentially purge the air out of your mask. I mean, that's a basic skill you're gonna wind up learning when you're a diver, when you get certified. So pretty common practice. Anyway, so we got a chance to dive the old porthole mask. You saw that in there. If you noticed, it floated a little bit because, again, the skirt isn't what it used to be, but still works. And then into the more, I'll say this is the 70s, 80s version. I wanted to dive the old stuff for this video just to give you folks a sense of what it looked like. Again, the higher volume masks. They're basically identical masks. This one's a little bit more covert versus the other Tri-View. So they're both Tri-Views, US divers. Fin wise, I started out with just a full fin. Find that over here. So the old step-in fins, pretty common for back in the day. The original style fin, just slip your heel in there, no booty required. Swam around with these a little bit. You saw that. That's really old scuba diving. And then had these out here, the old duck feet. Again, these are things I used in the military for a while until we went to the more modern rocket fins, jet fins from Scuba Pro. And then ultimately to the solid black ones, a single blade here. Not the most modern, but again, still effective, works well. These particular styles here, you definitely want a booty. I think I didn't have a booty on in the pool, so. And as I explained earlier in the video, I was rebuilding, or I just rebuilt this DA Aqua Master, this beauty right here. And yeah, it worked like a gem, just as you expect. Now, for folks who've not used to using one of these, I encourage all divers to give it a try. If you have the opportunity to dive a double hose regulator, if for no other reason, just for historical purposes, because this is, this is our legacy, right? This is how it all started. You saw me swimming around the pool checking this out before I take it out in the open ocean. Yeah, they're great. They function as designed. Nothing frilly about it. If you notice, there's no gauges on it. There's no octopus. There's no LP hose for your VCs, because frankly we didn't have VCs in those days, right? And yeah, your buoyancy was your lungs. You inhaled, you got a little bit of positive buoyancy. You exhaled, you got a little negative buoyancy. So that's that. Now you compare this 1958 model to 2025. Okay, so this is a more, this is actually a brand new Scuba Pro Mark 25. Think about that. It started in as a Mark II originally back in the 60s. So Mark 25, latest and greatest. You can see that up close. I mean, this is a pretty regulator, super lightweight. Got all the bells and whistles on this guy. Our friends at Ocean Enterprises hooked us up with this one. So yeah, thank you, OE, here in San Diego. And yeah, great regulator. I mean, we're talking 67 years difference between this guy and this guy. So you can kind of see how we progressed, and more importantly, how things have gotten a little, I don't know, a little simpler. I showed you in the attachment here, the video, how to, the care and feeding of this guy, basically how to store this thing, because you have to take some precautions, because this hose can be affected by UV and basic exposure and fall apart essentially. But
Okay, so when it comes to taking care of these double hose regulators when you don't have it in use and you're storing it for a period of time, it's just disassemble it, take the hose, detach it from the regulator body here. And in this case, I blocked the port off here, a little balloon on the end there, just to keep anything from getting inside the body of on the intake side. Okay, keeping that completely dry. I even throw a little desiccant packets in these things, just to, just a little bit of more assurance that any moisture that's in here will get sucked up by the desiccant. But yeah, completely dry this. Make sure when you're drying it, you don't expose it to sunlight, because UV radiation will break these hoses down and basically they'll start to decay. This hose I've had for about 10 years, so just to give you some idea if you preserve these things. This other one I've got in here, another double hose, this guy in the Ziploc bag, that's 20 years old. So you can take care of these things and have them for a really long time. Just a little bit of precautions, that's all. So a little bit extra steps you got to take to preserve these things.
Fall apart essentially. But this guy, they're built rock solid. I mean, you still have to take care of them, of course, but again, the modern single hose regulator, first stage, second stage, yeah, I mean, you can understand why people have evolved from the double to this guy. So, and now on this particular one, I didn't have it's got all the ports on here for high pressure ports, low pressure ports. So there's a variety of ports on here, and again, you can put octopus, anything you can imagine on that, versus this guy, which I'm going to modify later date and put a low pressure ports on here. So this is going to modernize this a little bit later. I'll show you later in another video. But meantime, we got this guy. Again, beautiful regulator. And you can see too, just not advertising for Scuba Pro, I get nothing from Scuba Pro. I mean, this thing is super light. It's got, it's the modern plastics now. It's got a little bit of metal in it. More so, it's got carbon fiber in the front. I mean, this is pretty fancy. So anyway, that's what we got today. What else? Yeah, that's kind of it today, folks, with regards to what we attempted to accomplish today. So hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you enjoy this kind of content, and we cover a bunch of different things, but diving is near and dear to me, so try to do that as much as I can. With that said, be sure to like and subscribe, and bye for now.